Today we are going to talk about new Oklahoma defensive coordinator Alex Grinch, and all that's coming up after the bump.
What do you mean you don't subscribe to my son's YouTube channel?
Mama, no!
Just snap the damn ball, RJ.
What's up, kid folk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. Considering the like and subscribe button because I upload a video every single day. It's always OU related, college football related, sports related. We have a good time, and today we are going to talk about new Oklahoma defensive coordinator Alex Grinch. And yes, I have done some background on Alex Grinch because we thought at OU Insider that it was going to be Pete Golding or Alex Grinch. And the more you looked into both of them and the more you looked at what you were able to get and all the things involved, Alex Grinch makes a lot of sense. And there's a lot of reasons to like Alex Grinch, and there are some for which you're going to raise your eyebrows and be like, this again. But let's start with the positives. Positives are this guy is still very young. He's not yet 40, and he comes from a winning culture. First starting at Mount Union, where he was an undergrad and was a part of that 54-1 group that won 3 national titles. His teammates and classmates include Iowa State's head coach, Matt Campbell, and Toledo's head coach, Jason Candle. So the dude comes from a winning background, and he understands work ethic, which is important to him, and we'll get to that in a minute. But he's coached at Missouri, both when it was in the SEC and in the Big 12. He had a stint at Wyoming, but he made his bones, he made his work, he did his job at Washington State, where he inherited one of the worst defenses in all of college football, while offense put together, well, what Mike Leach's offenses do. And I think that's one reason to really like this hire is Washington State basically had an Oklahoma problem where they could put up over, 5,700 yards passing, 6,000 yards of total or whatever it was. But it was this gaudy number that the offense was able to put up and score with, and the defense couldn't stop anybody. Now, Oklahoma was way more talented in 2018 than Washington State was when Alex Grinch got there, but you can see he's used to working under these circumstances where he has to come up with a defense that at the very least can keep up with the offense or not get the offense beat. And what he did in his time there was take it from one of the worst defenses to one of the best defenses by the time 2017 ended. Now, this is a guy who wasn't really into nomenclature and nicknames and whatnot, but we are. So hashtag Speed D became the thing for the Washington State Cougar defense because they fly to the football. And that was really important to him. He doesn't really stick to a scheme. He doesn't really have these things that he wants his players to be able to do. His thing is effort. And as an effort guy, as a person who works every single day, who drops something every single day, who puts maximum effort into even my failures, I totally understand that and I love it because I've told people for a very long time, hustle will cover a lot. Effort will cover a lot because even when you screw up, even when you make a mistake, bad audio, bad sound, forgetting to turn the mic on, missed tackles, not necessarily really running to the football and taking a good angle, not necessarily making a bad play on the ball, just getting beat, Parnell Motley. These are all things that are effort plays, and they say a lot, right? They say that you are right where you were supposed to be, where you were trying to do this to the best of your ability, and I believe that you're not really going to make the same mistakes again if you're giving maximum effort. There's a Deadpool joke in there. Pay me in tacos. Hey, look, I'm just saying that I can really get behind the Grinch bringing an effort D to Oklahoma because I think these kids want to win. I think they want to be great on defense. I don't always think that they had an opportunity to be great on defense. But there are 4 keys to what Alex Grinch's defense does. Now, it's a 3-4 look, but it's a multiple look. And that's the thing that I think a lot of y'all are really going to roll your eyes about is because really want to get away from this tweener thing and away from this multiple look. Well, there's pros and cons to it. The pros are you have the personnel pretty much in place right now to run what Alex Grinch would like to run. Now, he's going to recruit better to it because now you're going to recruit the kind of players that you think fit into your system. But you also know that Lincoln Riley is all for this because there have been reports that, my man actually wanted to use a lot of the concepts that he saw at Washington State in his defense. And I think a lot of that has to do with personnel. I think a lot of it has to do with talent. But also, it's a guy that Lincoln Riley has been watching for a while, and I think Mike Leach guys keep tabs on Mike Leach guys. One of the other things that I really love about Alex Grinch is I've always said don't overcomplicate the defense for the players. Complicate it for you as the coordinator or as the play caller. That's fine. But one of the things that one of his players said was really just insightful to me was, hey, a lot of coordinators have a laundry list of things they want you to do, and they give them all to you in a call. if Alex Grinch says raise, we know that that raise call goes from the defensive line to the safeties on the back end. Everybody has a job, and everybody knows what to do based on that one simple call. And I love it, not just because, you know, I like the simple calls, but because I like knowing that the defensive coordinator can be down there on the field yelling one word, and everybody knows what they're doing. There's no check with me. There's no getting lined up. There's just, oh, okay, now I get to pin my ears back and play ball, because that's why you recruited players. You recruited players to play ball, not to think before the snap, although you want that, right? You want them to be able to do very small amount of work before the snap and not really have to worry about everybody else getting lined up, which was still a problem against Alabama, for which we were all pulling our hair out, especially on the goal line stand, where I saw Caleb Kelly pointing at the gap for which Alabama was going to run through because it was uncovered, and I hated that. But there are 4 principles to keep in mind when you're talking about Alex Grinch's speed D that you would hope that he's bringing from Ohio State to Oklahoma. They are knowing your gap assignments, knowing your leverages, knowing your check down, and of course rallying to the ball. Now, knowing your gap assignments is something that you need to figure out pre-snap. It's basically your responsibility in the run game, which gap that you're responsible for filling. Knowing your leverages is basically knowing where the football is going to go based on containing the runner inside, knowing where the ball is going to spill if it goes outside, and then of course rallying to the football. Now, I think we need to emphasize what rally to the football means. It doesn't just mean give effort and go chase the ball. It also means take good angles, right? It means being able to cut off a path where you just got to stop the ball. You heard that in basketball a lot. Stop ball, stop ball, stop ball. You do have to stop the ball. So don't take an angle based on where you think the guy is going to be. Take the angle you know you're supposed to be, because everybody else taking their best angle as well. Now, the coolest thing about Alex Grinch that I found, other than that he is the nephew of Gary Pinkel, who was the head coach at Missouri, is that Alex Grinch believes in takeaways. And I mean that to his core. He believes that takeaways equal victories. And this is a guy who conducted a private study about the effect of forced turnovers on a football team, specifically its team record. So he came up with this number that 24 turnovers forced equals 9 wins for your football team. And then in 2015, in his first season, the Cougars forced exactly 24 turnovers, and they won exactly 9 games. Now, again, one more thing that is crucial that we will all love is, despite the 3-4 look, it's sort of a 4-3 look. It's a hybrid defense that is really just trying to adjust to what the offenses do, but it has 3 one-gap defensive linemen. And my goodness, I can't tell you how many football aficionados and scheme fanatics like myself are so excited about that, because asking kids to control blockers and do this mush rush thing is, 1, hard, and 2, it ain't the kind of kid that you're going to be able to recruit to anywhere, because kids want to go get sacks. They want to make plays in the backfield. They want to be on film doing the things that the NFL wants to see them do on film. And there just ain't that many 2-gap guys out there, which means that you got to occupy 2 gaps, and we get into that. But 1 gap is what you want. You want those dudes to say, okay, all I got to do is win the fight in front of me. Cool. I don't have to worry about keeping anybody else clean. I don't have to worry about whether or not I'm going to get in trouble if I go make a play in the backfield, or I leave my block to go make a play in the backfield. And in this look, the 2 safeties line up in a 2-deep safety look, which means that you're going to have to ask your inside linebackers to be awesome. Because if you got this 2 safety high look, your corner's going to have to be really good. Your inside linebackers going to have to be really good. And your safeties better not let anything ever get over the top of them, so that everybody can do their job. Now, I'm really interested to see what Alex Grinch can do and how soon we can expect results. All right, that's it for me. Deuces.